On the opposite side, Suning, strong top lane duelist that they'll be looking to power through, and then have the rest of the team strike off of the mid game and try and build through the pressure.
This makes sense why we got the pro view and pick and ban. It was very much looking towards Kramer. We're seeing why the Vayne came through and maybe getting in on those conversations between him and Maizijan. Pokemon is behind him and Kramer now pulling out the Vayne in game 3. This could be horribly wrong or horribly right, Dagda. And I think now's the time that we start looking at Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson to get motivation to work into this third game. Now,
so, for anyone who doesn't know, the reason we're quoting The Rock is because of a terrible graphic we did at the start of the day. Because both these guys played Garner and it was the Scorpion King.
Me.
Sorry, the bestest graphics ever.
Oh, well, that was even worse. I want to take a page out of his book, right?
Okay.
He says, don't be afraid to be ambitious about your goals. Hard work never stops. Neither should your dreams. If something stands between you and your success, move it. Never be denied. The wall. Your success is on the other side. Can't jump over it or go around it. You know what to do. And then finally, failure's not an option. It's just a step. Ladies and gentlemen,
sorry, I got even a better one here.
Please.
The Rock says this: if The Rock hits you, he'll kill you. If he misses you, the wind behind the punch will give you pneumonia and you die anyway. So the choice is yours, jabroni. Who's going to be the jabroni here, though? LGD or Suning? Because we're going to lead with some Jayo.
I was about to lead into Wolverine's quote, which is, you picked the wrong house, bub, from the X-Men. Ladies and gentlemen, game 3 upon us. Let's go. Pro view of the car incoming as well as we run into the rift. Now, these are going to be the Jayos, realistically, for the regional qualifier. And that kid is going to be seen by so many people, and that's going to give them energy, set them up as we enter Summoner's Rift once again. That's cool. That's cute. We've got a cute Rift as well. Ladies and gentlemen, when Lillia's on the Rift, things do get a bit cute. I'm still waiting, Dagda, because as I've told everyone, as Peanut almost gets... Oh, no, he's sticking around. Now, Blooming Blows does something. Dagda... The family of Lillia, of course, she is the daughter, Hecarim the father, Nico the mother. I'm still waiting for the happy family to come onto the Rift. I think it's important that people know that this might not be in the law yet, but it will soon. As soon as my email gets read.
All your emails.
All
several at this stage.
There's a chain. Makes sense, you know. She's part Hecarim. Part Nico is... What happened here? Oh, we just dueled.
Just traded.
Hey, you're a Jarvan with phase rush, by the way.
Yeah. But you can see already the issue here for Peanut is he just can't really deal with any duels. So SofM doesn't have the quickest of clears, so may not be able to interact with Peanut in the same way you would like. But definitely if SofM does end up finding himself up against Peanut, should have the advantage in that match.
We're going to see the lilting lullaby come through this game, though. That's the main thing. Seeing Lillia back on the Rift is quite nice, and every time we see the Watch Out Eep, there's going to be some kind of new squeal, I'm sure is. Topside matchup, something we talked about a little bit here, where the Jax versus the Camille is going to be a lot of fun to watch. Grasp of the Undying taken by Langx, just to be wary of as well, while we have a quick look at the phase rush Jarvan, who is heading towards the top side.
Yeah, Suning have a bunch of lanes they can play around here. Both side lanes are going to win out. You've got Angel as well on the Predator Galio 2. So it clearly wants to make sure that he's getting these early ganks off. So expect this combo between Angel and SofM to happen very rapidly once we hit that level 6.
So Peanut's coming in, Death Sentence lands, the Swell Seed's there as well. A bit of a watch out, eat moment coming through as well with the flay. Down she goes, and Peanut now at level 3. The damage there with Vayne, who got first blood. As huanfeng goes forward, and a Vayne with first blood is a happy Vayne.
Definitely a happy Vayne, and LGD as a whole, mixing things up a little. As we said, don't really tend to play around this bottom side of the map, but finding that early kill for Kramer is paying dividends.
If you have a Vayne who's fed early, you feel pretty good. And even though it's just one kill, getting to stay in this lane, push it out, build up the wave. There's a good start here for LGD in game number 3. And Dagda, this is more like it. Seeing a game with interesting picks, where momentum starts early based off good plays, we don't need to, you know, flash for nothing or be absolutely, what is it, you know, acting as good Dark Passage here, SwordArt try to get the engage.
Kramer does need to back away now. This wave in an awkward spot for them. This is one of the issues with Vayne, is that if you don't control the main lane properly, there is the opportunity for huanfeng and SwordArt to freeze it, and it's very difficult for you to break it because of the short range that you have. So Kramer not in the best of spots now. We'll definitely need a little bit more help from Peanut in the very near future to try and break that.
SofM though behind enemy lines onto xiye, who is going to get taunted up for the full range. Flag and drag, the flash in. Angel picks up the kill. And that's going to be a good start here for SofM.
And this is the thing. LGD, we said, if you're going to pick Twisted Fate into this Galio, need a strong mid-jungle 2v2. The mid-jungle 2v2 is in favor of Sunni right now. And SofM manages to get that gank, setting up well for Angel. And now this Galio should be the one that can make plays in the...
As Flash, Angel trying to get out. The Swell Seed does connect and get the slow, but we didn't get to say hi, Mark, because he didn't want to commit the Flash or the Death Sentence. He actually held the wave so that xiye can get most of it.
Yeah, no CC from Peanut just yet. Wow. Hasn't hit that level 6, so they'll back away instead.
Giga Wave.
Yeah, and Bin is already even, so you can tell just how well this matchup does favor the Jax. Really difficult for the Camille to trade against you because you've got that counter-strike where you can just helicopter your way and win out in the trade. So Sunni right now can look to just allow Bin to power up in this top.
Here's what we get. A little bit late on this one, Dagda, but finally it comes on as the pro view of SofM. Now, that's an umbrella, but I always thought it looks like a paddle pop. You know, like a watermelon paddle pop.
I know, we had this conversation before, but
I don't call them popsicles. They're called ice blocks. All right?
No, we just...
No, Americans call them popsicles, which just sounds dirty. And then we call them ice blocks, which is literally what they are.
Just ice light.
Like, or they call it, for example, coolers, you know? Yeah, we put beers in the cooler. Yeah. That was the worst accent, I'm sorry. Bin actually might get a bit of trouble with Peanut hovering by. Here comes Lillia. Spins once. Now, Swell Seed does absolutely nothing. We're not even watching out. Bins with the thumbs up and walks away. But Dagda, also, we call them eskies, not coolers. Just saying. Sounds a lot cooler. Esky, you know. I don't know, maybe it's like Eskimo, yeah.
I don't know. Either way, coming back into this game, remember what we were talking about a bit earlier with Kramer and Mark being frozen out and not quite being able to hit the CS that they would like? huanfeng and SwordArt have done a fantastic job of freezing this lane on the bot side. It is only just been broken, and it means that right now Kramer is starting to fall behind in that CS margin down the bottom lane. And if SofM, as you can see, is able to hover down in this bottom lane, get Angel out of this mid lane, you can set up for a super strong dive in this bottom lane.
Because it is Predator Galio. I think this is the first time in the LPL this year we've seen it. You know, Doomby would have picked it up in spring. Yeah. So maybe at least in the first time in this splitters. Good engage here from Langx, but the counter-strike hasn't been dodged. But now with the Hextech ultimatum, I'll pause because that's right. We get the empowered auto, and Bin still wants to take this on as Conqueror procs. Grass not there, flashes away, Bin matches. Baby, it's Big Jackson top lane.
That Grandmaster defense is working wonders for Bin in the top lane. As in bot side, we talked about a Peanut needing to come down to try and help Kramer and Mark, give them an opportunity to pick up some of this CS, but either way, it's not looking too pretty. Angel now starting to move alongside SofM.
Yeah, with those Predator boots enabled. He actually used it a little bit before. Smite goes down, Peanut picks it up. Here comes the Destiny, though. And Destiny's calling out your name. Something about a quote from League of Legends as Angel takes a gold card. Meanwhile, SofM is just dead, and it goes to Kramer. You got to say this about LGD. They're giving their kills to the right person.
Definitely, and making nice plays as well to set this up. So SofM, I assumed, was going to try and make a bit more of an aggressive play to set up for the engage on Angel, but because they all backed away, it meant that they got outnumbered by LGD, who collapsed faster and managed to get the kills and get the dragon.
Angel went for xiye. That's why we didn't see the Destiny come into the play, but it didn't need to anyway, at the very least. Or was it Angel? Or was it Bin? I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, didn't actually say that one. There you go, Counter-Strike, hookshot, warp shot, not used because Langx can't get out. Also, remember, in trades like this, in the Jackson Camille lane, it is about timing that precision protocol. I believe that's a passive. Hysterix needs to use his computer.
But either way, it's about trying to, as you said,
not hitting him with the shields, right?
Yeah. But Langx doesn't have a shield, and this is very quickly becoming an issue. Has been leap strikes onto him, counter strikes onto him, already a 10 CS lead. With the wave pushing in towards Bin again, he can freeze this so handily. And this is what we were talking about, is like SofM, with the pressure that's being created in mid through Angel, bot side of the map for huanfeng and SwordArt, and Bin and top, he's invading, he's getting camps. It's just going so well for him.
Just to reiterate, adaptive defenses is what I was talking about. It was just the ability to hit the Jax, get the AD shield, and move forward from there. But speaking of moving, Suning have committed their bottom side to top. So have LGD. And we might get a fight around this Herald. Dag, I'm impressed with League of Legends so far. This game has been a lot more fun to cast. It hasn't been an absolute fiesta. As Bin once again going in for the trades.
Because we do have a Rift Herald
That's
here.
True.
And
24 minutes is the time. You know, that's when the night starts. And Kramer's the only one hitting it for now, while meanwhile we're going to top side, and Bin's going to 1v2. Langx gets that adaptive defenses again, but Kramer now moving in with the lilting lullaby. Tilts Bin just a little bit there with his first death of the game, while Suning pick up the Herald. Mark sends in with the death sentence, but doesn't connect. And xiye waiting with a potential gold card, but chooses not to go in.
Bin to sacrifice his life for that Rift Herald. Let's see where Suning decide to use that. I would argue putting it in towards Bin in the top lane is actually for the best. The only issue, though, is that you may leave him with a lane that he can't really go towards. But
Kramer walking in. This is SwordArt, who doesn't have 6, but brings in the hero's entrance as Zenith Blade doesn't connect onto the Vayne. The Death Sentence does, though. Mark gets the play. The gold card connects onto Angel, but there's no follow-up with SofM over the wall. Suning still grouped up as a 4-man unit. Nothing really burnt bar that ultimate. And I guess the True Shot Barrage.
And it's not like that's really going to have that much of an impact. No dragons for 2.5 minutes. Rift Herald already
good block
taken.
here. xiye does exactly what he needs to. Eep! And Angel walking up and out. SofM comes in, though, with the Sand Castle. And wet sand doesn't help anyone. xiye has a gold card in hand, but he's ignited down, and SofM presses Q and slices through it with his paddle pop umbrella. Peanut sends out the emote. And Suning now with a Rift Herald in hand might be looking to push for some plates, or at least add some pressure.
Mark gets the hook.
Death Sentence again. Marky. And Dagda, it's times like this where you think, LGD, we're going back to that game 1, this aggression being matched.
I was 100% convinced you were leading that into a rock quote.
I was thinking about it. I couldn't get the tab open in time. I was actually leading into a Tommy Wiseau quote from The Room. But I thought I'll save it. Maybe a better moment. A lot of them do have inappropriate things in anyway. Like one of the quotes says, entire flower shop scene, which is the worst scripted out conversation in history.
I haven't watched that movie, but like...
You should.
But
it's
everything
on
I've heard, I want
It's on YouTube. It's absolutely free to watch on YouTube. What's stopping you? LPL playoffs, perhaps.
Do you remember the last YouTube movie I showed you, Kung Fury?
Kung Fury is a
great.
good movie.
It's so good. It is, for anyone who hasn't seen it, it is the best, worst movie that you never knew you needed to see. It is absolutely fantastic.
It's what you'd call the epitome of, well, fighting, apparently. Lilting Lullaby used, but Zenith Blade into the Solar Flare. Peanut lucky he got out alive with the heal burn as well. SwordArt gets engaged with Zenith Blade again. And Suning get burnt down a little bit, but we got this cross engage where Peanut had to burn his ulti.
I mean, fantastic job from LGD to actually get Peanut out of there. But Kramer?
All right, well, this is the Vayne into the final hour of huanfeng. Flashes away with heal. Kramer doesn't want to burn his own. True Shot Barrage dodged. But the fact that Vayne's doing that feels pretty good. As ultimate use, here's a Destiny as well. Langx's getting dove. Hextech ultimatum not available. His flash is, though, he runs out, but Cataclysm only saves him for so long. Here's the Shield of Durand and the death of Langx.
No ult to try and play around that. Had just used that hook shot, so Langx, nothing left in the tank to try and get away from it. However, it does mean you've committed a bunch of folks towards that top side for Suning, right as that Inferno Dragon spawning. So imagine LGD will try and make a counterplay towards that objective.
Giving Vayne the goal, though, it feels pretty good. Zenith Blade again, Shield of Durand runs in. Golden in the nick of time with the Predator Galio on top, but Justice Punch and a bit of extra damage. xiye taking a while to die. The Galio doesn't do as much as you'd think, but here comes Peanut to save the day, and Mark with the Dark Passage. Death Sentence at the ready. Angel Justice punches away. xiye ready for a gold card. SofM now hovering off in the wing. We are definitely munkering this one up a little bit. Just kind of waiting for the fight that leads to Dragon, or at least Peanut to start it off.
You know that SofM is low, has to back. Angel low, SwordArt's committed a lot there as well, so they will decide to back away. LGD pick up the Dragon as a result, and even though we're kind of looking like, okay, slower paced game, even gold, Dragons are in favor of LGD with the hyper-scaling AD carry, hyper-scaling top laner, who I know does lose out towards the Jax, but either way, like, this is a composition that still wants time to scale, so the fact that they've managed to pick up all these early objectives is going to do pretty well for them.
Because we'll be looking at that top lane for Langx once he gets his first item, once he goes towards, you know, the Trinity Force within Steric's Gauge. A lot of the time, Camille's have built the Tiamat in this lane as well, just to clear out as Peanut just doesn't want to give it over.
And look at that.
That's
stone face as well. Stone face. It wasn't even like a little giggle being like, see, I got it. It was like, no. You know your place.
Yeah, you're the Vayne. Yeah, it's not like you got 2 kills or anything.
Blade of the Rune King finish. That's your slow there.
Yeah.
You don't need any more. You've
okay.
I mean, regen, lifesteal. Basically the same thing.
Have you ever had a fight with someone in solo queue? I know, again, chat, you're blessed people who have been, you know, great community pillars. But when you're obviously having a bit of a spiffle with someone in your team, and you're like an 80 carry, but you know this jungler's going to smite away your red buff as you're taking it because they don't like you. And maybe they're not pillars of the community. They go, my red. You know?
I play support. I don't have these problems.
Well, doesn't matter what role you play in the end. With Langx, he's going to get dunked on with the Sandcastle again. That Cataclysm locks in place. Enough for the Hextech ultimatum. Knock up from Angel's good. Shield of Jarvan locks him down again. So Angel picking up his second kill of the game, and Suning's starting to get real proactive here with the J4.
And we need to see xiye try to answer for these plays. I don't mean trying to match Angel, that's certain death for him, but definitely trying to impact towards these turrets and towards the bottom side of the map where you already have the LGD advantages. The big issue here is Suning have already cracked through that top tier 1. They're very quickly going to add that top tier 2 under their belts as well. And Bin now is going to have the opportunity to swap around and start making his way through these bottom lane turrets.
If he lives though, because Lilting Lullaby with Counter-Strike already on, he's stuck in the middle. Teleport being burned by Langx. Hook shot, wall shot over the wall. He doesn't have Hextech ultimatum. Bin has survived for a very long time, but Gold Card enables that kill to go over to xiye.
Kramer's bot, though. He's pushing in on this tier 2, so Rift Herald once again going in Suning's way, but Kramer having this opportunity to farm.
At the very least, he should be able to get this inner. No one backing for now. They try to cut him off, but the minion wave at least threatens, so I'll pause. Of course, Angel was walking down with Predator in hand. So Kramer just backs away, but still getting some solo time. And we're going to game 4, Dagda. Any way you put this, it just feels like we're going to game 4. Ignore what's happening top. Vayne being fed.
I don't know. It felt like LGD were going to win game 1. So
that's true.
Until I see that Nexus fall, I'm not going to believe.
Okay, we're definitely in game 3.
Yeah, I give you that one.
Hey, we're going to Gwynsu's on the way. Second item for Kramer, who is the most fed on LGD. Been only a couple of moments above in 200 gold. And he should be going towards his Trinity Force soon as well. Just note that Langx picked up his Tiamat. A lot of the time we see this in the early laning phase, but opted in for the Phage first with double Dorans. And then now the Tiamat to help that wave clear and kind of clear it out and make sure Bin doesn't get anywhere near. And I think it's a good time for this Dagda, as in this game, there will be times where I will quote the room. And I just want to say, I'm so happy to have you as my best friend, and I love Lisa so much. You haven't seen the room, so that actually swings by.
I mean, I think you did an okay version of the accent. I've seen, like, the Oh Hi Mark clip.
Oh, good.
So that's my exposure to it.
He's a great actor. Tommy Weiss is a great actor. Oh. We're so close to the end of the split, though, aren't we?
I know.
It's
going to be
realization.
weird. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do.
At least this time we can watch the other leagues, because when LPL finishes, usually we miss out on LCK, LEC, like LCS. I mean, LCS are kind of matching us pound for pound in playoffs, but our final is first.
Yeah, we should go to a, see if there's a Shanghai viewing party for the LEC finals.
I wonder. Because, you know, if anyone doesn't know, they actually rebroadcast. There's a Chinese stream of LEC is pulled in. Peanuts are going to have a bit of a trouble. True Shot Barrage, Shield of Duran. Good night. Peanut's dead. He got shut down, and Suning now, with the Herald pushed down mid, might be getting this next dragon.
Yeah, they certainly will. The pick potential from Suning with the SofM Angel combo is so damn strong. I mean, when you've got, what, pretty much 4 members on LGD that can't really get out of that pit without a flash, it's going to be pretty potent.
Got any skin ideas as well? Just while we're here and watching this dragon go down.
I don't know.
Do you want me to lead the charge again?
Go for it.
I think we should have like a Hecarim skin for Peanut. Sorry, for Lillia. Like,
cosplay.
actually, cosplay skin. It's Kramer, good dodge away here, but the final hour being burnt. Solar Flare dodged away from flashes here. Kramer wants the Vayne play, but Bin just dunks him. And Suning now with the shutdown in a choke. Bin ready to spin as they get the win on the Dragon, and Peanut has returned. He's on a ward, moving to his red buff. Cataclysm down. Peanut, you picked the wrong time to start farming your jungle.
Kind of picked the wrong champion as well.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of this Lillia. I know it's really good in LEC, but in the meta that we have in the LPL, which is all about aggressive skirmishes, early game jungle invades, it's just not the place for a Lillia who struggles in those situations.
That was the best Erlema delivery I've ever seen. Now, reference, you got Uber Eats over there. We have Erlema over here, except delivery's cheaper. I don't know if anyone's from America, UK, Australia, whatever, and probably at the moment you're relying on services like that. Over here, it's like 5 kwai, if even that, which is $1 Australian for delivery. Because everyone has electric bikes. The future is now. And anything you want, 5 kwai, 5 RMB. So I think Peanut didn't get paid for that delivery. It was very quick, out of the base, and not really worth the distance. This Arcane Shift over the wall. Xiye gets a gold card down. Death Sentence lay it on. The CC great onto huanfeng, but he still doesn't die. MR Shield does a bit of work. Shield of Duran there. Cataclysm onto 4 people. Bin runs in for the counter-strike, and we get a big team fight. First one of the series. That's proper. huanfeng survives Langx. Don't worry, we won't go to a game 4 because it looks like Suning want to take us 3-0.
That was beautiful. SofM with the massive Cataclysm, followed up by Bin perfectly. And 5 kills now for this Jax. Triforce very much going to be completed when he backs. And now he will take over in this side lane completely. And whenever he wants to join in, well, he's got some great setup for him.
And meanwhile, we look at the other jungler in response while SofM's nailing it. And then Peanut just trying to farm a blue buff.
Yeah.
So.
And it does suck, because, I mean, we saw Kramer get these 2 kills in the early stages. Like, maybe we can get it. Maybe we'll get the Vayne plays. But as we said, I mean, without a flash and without a lantern to try and help you escape, you are so susceptible to these big Jarvan ultimates into the Galio combo. And when Kramer and Mark are positioned so close like that, it's just a 2-for-1 special.
Yeah, finally gets the blue buff. I mean, it doesn't matter that a reset. Give it to your mid laner. That's important. This time he actually gives a buff over. Now Dagda, next fight coming up. We've got a Baron. A lot of pings going down. Suning heading up there after maybe clearing away the mid lane wave. How fast do they do this? Well, with 2 people who don't really die.
Blade of the Rune King on towards Bin as well, so he will slowly but surely make his way through this.
Because they went over the wall. Of course, Bin leap strike, and it was a flag and drag from J4. With Scuttle, they're now going to see it, thanks to Destiny. But this was some cheeky behavior. I think they're too late. Destiny spots it out. Suning get Baron. The 5-head, bigger than Jason's biceps. Holy
no one gets
moly.
that reference.
And it doesn't matter. Now they know how big that play was.
If you know Jason, you know what his biceps are like. Either way, though, very smart play, and Suning are going to follow up with a really good engage.
SofM ready for the flag and dragon once again. Teleport used by Bin. Get ready, because this one isn't stopping as Bin gets some momentum. Still has a bit of movement speed. Death Sentence doesn't connect over the wall. Jumps to the ward. Mark puts down the box. Counter-Strike being waited for as Bin does have flash but doesn't commit it. Out of the box now, and LGD getting sent backwards, but Bin is not stopping. Walking into this choke, the blast cone is taken. Bin now behind enemy lines. He's relying on the hook shot, wall shot, but Suning can now be spotted out. Death Sentence is there. Bin jumps in anyway. Mark might die here with the flay. The Solar Flare lay it down. There's the ulti again. SofM over the wall, and Kramer just dead. It looks like LGD are like, whatever, I think we've lost this one. And that'd be right with the Hextech ultimatum. He'll drop as well. Bin wants to keep going forward, takes the turret shots. Angel can't get the Justice Punch, but Xiye's dead here. Wins a war, does exactly that. And Suning absolutely bewildered them.
2 dead for Suning, 3 for LGD. Suning pick up this mid lane turret. Pino's trying to remove the wave, but he's going to have fun himself removed very shortly.
We got the Yakety Sax coming forward. I wonder how long it'll last. Winds of War, Peanut pretty fast. And we're going to keep going with the Justice Punch. Meanwhile, I think Suning,
Peanut's going to keep getting the speed up off his Q. Snipes! Not
Oh my
quite.
lord. Let's go. Play
Oh.
the music. Winds of War finally gets him. Makes me, saying that ode to Papa Smithy. A big Dagda, you and I know you feel it the same way I do. Missing another great caster in the scene.
A legend.
Ah, the yakety sacks he spoke of. A good time as we're coming through this third place match to really remember the past. Had a lot of good casters come through. Anyone else you feel emotional about?
Like as in casters who've come from the
Yeah.
LPL? Or
No,
just casters
any
in general?
caster.
Well, when I started, Kobe was like my inspiration.
True.
Yeah, Kobe was who I based a lot of my early casting off of. Just
Okay.
kind of because I listened to an interview with him a good while ago where he talked about how his whole view on casting was he wants to be the friend who you're sitting on the couch with, and like he just had all the knowledge that he's sharing with you. I took a lot of that
Feels
to
like
heart, but Longshin's taken a lot of whacks from a staff to the face.
Yeah,
which
Penis
are
just
working
walked over
too
the
well.
wall, though. Justin Punch denied with a good death. Then Soulflare layers down, and down goes Angel as Bin runs in with the counter-strike. Hextech Automated kills him, though. And Suning, one by one, the Ants go marching in. Cataclysm, though, hits 4 people once again, and huanfeng is free-firing in the backline. I think LGD could be too far behind, because huanfeng now going to 1v5, but gets layered down, and LGD win a fight. That was...
xiye, I saw that red card salute. I saw that not pulling out the stun card. Means that he ends up falling in the midst of it. But still, Suning do get cleared. LGD do find themselves a victory. The only issue is that it feels like a brief respite before Suning are back on the map. There's not like there's a Baron or a Dragon for them to get.
Yeah.
The waves aren't in a position for them to add more towers to that gold collection. So overall, Suning will be back on the map before anything of note comes for LGD.
Yeah, but we'll probably see one of those fights once again, and I'm sure we'll get a replay. Dagda. Everything went right in the end. The pro view comes through. Who's it from? Kramer. We get the
all right, the Vayne
Uzi play.
spotting. The Vayne
Let's
well,
go.
not Vayne spotting. He actually played this well, but this is what you should be taking note of. You Vayne mains at home.
Okay,
He
got
gets
caught.
stunned, gets caught. Managed to bring it back, though. Either way, LGD, fantastic fight here for themselves.
Okay.
SofM, this re-engage
Okay.
gains so much for Suning as Kramer just about moving around and finishing.
I think, look, no offense to Kramer, just a standard Vayne play. There wasn't something amazing. He didn't dodge all the skill shots, just kind of did damages. Destiny now going to be used, and Destiny's children seem to be Suning as they walk into choke. Hextech Ultimatum goes to huanfeng in the backline, ulti from the Galio as well, and Langx may regret that decision as lilting Lullaby onto 2, but Suning already won the fight. They have the numbers advantage, and Bin, meanwhile, is doing chickens.
I mean, he can, because he's just going to be able to catch up with Suning here as well. Hiding in the bush from his own team, I think, is a good answer. But
Yep.
Either way, Suning are going to crack the base here.
At the very least, try and force one of the last plays. Inhibitor will be busted wide shut. Wide open, wide shut. Yep, that's English. It's interesting, someone like myself who... Hang on, Peanut, do you want to do it? Building Lullaby, not available. Someone like myself is still trying to learn Mandarin. And yet I can't even speak English. I have one language.
Well, that's obviously because you speak Australian, right? It's your
that's
first
true.
language.
Something about cockatoos and, wallabies, dingoes,
Drop bears.
koalas. Yeah. Everything sounds like, koalas, wallaby,
Yeah. We have wallabies in Ireland.
dingo,
We have wallabies in Ireland.
cockatoo,
Do you know that?
Vegemite. Do you?
Yeah. So
Why?
there's like an island called Lambay Island just off of Dublin. And it's a privately owned island. And someone, I think, brought in like a handful of wallabies. And now they just overrun the
Hey,
island.
in Queensland at one point, they had a real big problem with the old kangaroos. Had to curb them.
Yeah.
Also,
The rabbits.
fun fact, Australia has had an official war with emus called the Great Emu War, and we lost.
I also love, I don't know if I saw a film a while ago called The Rabbit Fence.
Yeah.
Where the way Australia thought they'd deal with rabbits was to build a giant fence for getting the rabbits burrow.
That sounds
It
right.
was just like, they got overrun with rabbits and thought, you know what, we need a fence.
God. We got some stunners back home, I tell you what. Great
Oh,
place,
God.
worth a visit. Maybe just for the meme. As soon as you're going to start this one. Destiny spots them all out over the wall to Langx his bin. He's got the counter-strike at the ready, but a good timing on the hookshot, wall shot, while Suning turn meanwhile, and Bin runs in anyway. Golden is here with the ultimate from Angel. Again, Counter-Strike just jumps on in, and he kills them. Langx to return, and Bin's healed up thanks to Triumph. Once again, Counter-Strike onto Peanut. The Solar Flare won't save his life, and that was an outclassing, you have to say. Suning have done well with SofM, a double flag and drag. Good night, LGD.
But Kramer is alive.
Oh,
this
yeah.
is the moment. The final hour is up, and it's the final hour in this series. Kramer, a man on a mission. One job, to kill Suning.
Well, failure's not an option, Dagda. As Dwayne says, it's just a step. With 4 people in front of the Nexus, make it 5.
Oh,
Kramer needs to kite this one out. The final hour. Counter-Strike's there, and here we go. The first one, the tumble away, and Bin's going to come back on in. Back to the fountain, he heals up. This is still doable. Kramer, to make Worlds, needs to wait 3 days. But the rest of the team coming through, and Kramer gets stunned up, and, well, Vayne's dead. And like Dwayne says, you don't need directions. Just point yourself to the top and go, and Suning did exactly that in this 3rd place match. What a series this was tonight. Good